Today on Good Ohio Eats, we're in Wooster, Ohio. Standing behind me is a statue known as the Piper. The significance of it is that Wooster has a large population of Scottish ancestry. And in fact, the name Wooster itself is of Scottish origin. The College of Wooster, where the statue stands, embraced that and nicknamed their athletic teams the Fighting Scots. And also, going back to the 1940s, they've had an official bagpipe band that has been a staple during on-campus activities and sporting events like football games. And that's what this statue is depicting. A female Wooster band member in traditional gear playing the bagpipes. But the main reason we're in Wooster is to visit Bay Lobster's cafe and fish market to try a scallop quesadilla. And then later in the episode, we're going to go to Mount Vernon, Ohio to visit Ariel Foundation Park, a unique park created on the grounds of an old glass factory. And then in Mount Vernon, we're going to visit Southside Diner to try some cinnamon bread toast and the chocolate peanut butter pie. Now, how will the chocolate peanut butter pie compare to the one I had at the Eatin' Place restaurant that I had in my first season? I can only eat and find out. All right, let's eat.
Here's a piece of gyro meat. Oh, look at that. Eggs dripping already, look at that. Cornucopia, right?
There we go. So here we are, about to try a very eclectic place. As you can see, the statues outside, specializing in high-quality seafood from around the world. This is Bay Lobster's Cafe and Fish Market. While I'm waiting, I wanted to show you the interior of this place. It's really cool. Well, a lot of cool theme stuff. It's really cool. It's the market part, the fish. It's all the fish right here. Fresh seafood here. Lobster, scallops, clams. This is some of the frozen things you can see. Hush puppies, frozen lobster. They have fresh lobster too. A lot of fresh seafood. Some shrimp. Check out this. Take a rest while you wait and have a chat with Grandpa. I do want to show you the interior too. It's really cool. The dining area. Really cool. A lot of cool theme stuff all over the wall. Look at this. Really feel like you're, even though we're in the middle of Ohio, Wooster, really feel like you're by the ocean. Look at this. A lot of cool stuff on the wall here. But I'm going to decide to eat in my car. Because people hear me talk to myself in here. They might think I'm kind of crazy. Really cool. This is the cafe part. That's the fish market. So. Alright, I'm gonna get my meal, grab a few utensils over here, and meet you back in my car. Let's go.
Alright, we're back. I wanted to show you what I got here. I got one of their, what they call them, dinners. They have a typical like, fish and chips. They have house-made crab cakes. They have lobster roll. I decided to get something different. It's actually a scallop quesadilla. Something unique. I always like unique things, so I tried that. Scallops are expensive and hard to get, so, and I've always been a big fan of scallops, so I had to try that. With each like hot item, with your meal, you can pick 2 sides and 1 sauce. Here's the sauce I pick. Rem. It's called Ramula sauce or Ramula sauce. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's a sauce you often see paired with crab cakes. Think a more robust, spicier type of tartar sauce, commonly used in Louisiana Creole cooking. Try to look at this. Yeah, it's a mayonnaise-based sauce. Usually has mustard, like hot sauce. You can see, I think there's some like pickles in there. Usually, sometimes there's horseradish in there, and other various spices. You can see right there. Let's just taste it plain first. See. Yeah, definitely pickles in there. I think these peppers too. A little spice there, but not tasting horseradish, which I think I was worried about the most about. That's why I've never liked cocktail sauce, because horseradish I've never been a big fan of. So you get 1 sauce and 2 sides, and I picked 2 popular sides to go with seafood. Hush puppies, see right here, and some coleslaw. It's the house-made coleslaw, so. All right, I'm ready to dig in now. I'm gonna try a piece of this quesadilla first. Interesting thing about the quesadilla, if you can see, it's in 3 slices. Usually quesadillas are 6. Instead of using 2 different tortillas, I think they just used 1 and folded it over. But alright, let's try this quesadilla. You see an inside shot of it. It's scallops, which were fresh. I can see the cook in there grab some scallops fresh from the scallops that are out there in the cooler area out there. So you know they're fresh scallops that he put in here, which is pretty cool. You can see it. Tomatoes, onions. I was debating whether to get the onions or not. I'm not a big onion fan, but I wanted to get it how it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be Colby and Jack cheese. Let's take a bite. Delicious. You can see it. Scallop right there. I shouldn't have liking the onions. I was expecting maybe grilled onions. These are raw onions. I shouldn't have gotten those on it. That was a mistake. Well, here's the scallops right here. Try them plain. Delicious. Yeah. Scallops is naturally sweet and buttery. I think it's kind of falling apart a little bit, but it's delicious. Pretty good. Yeah. Let's get those crunchy onions out. We're gonna. Scallops by themselves are good. Wow. The last onion I had was really spicy. That was a mistake. I didn't even ask me if I want everything in there. I should have got no onions. I'm gonna take all the onions out of here. It's too spicy for me. It's gonna ruin the taste. If they're cooked onions, I could tolerate it more, but it's raw onions. Onions and me have always had difficult relationships, so gotta get this all out of here. Too raw for me. Here's a shot if you want to see what it looks like inside while I was taking these onions out. Got big chunks of scallops, tomatoes, and cheese. Colby and Jack cheese, they said. High quality scallops, I can tell. One complaint is I feel like quesadilla maybe should be grilled a little longer and needs more cheese. It's kind of like falling apart. It's kind of slippery. It's kind of hard to eat. Much better without the onions. Just slipping out my hands. It's difficult here. If you're wondering how they can fresh seafood in Wooster, Ohio, the owner John has some connections. He started out in 1990 as a distributor for restaurants for Boston seafood companies in Ohio. And while he's visiting restaurants, look out right there. A lot of customers at these restaurants would be asking where can they get quality seafood like they were getting. So he noticed a high demand for quality seafood in Ohio. So he opened a home delivery service, which eventually led to him opening this physical location, this cafe and fish market. Taste the cheese there is good. I'm just a scallop. You know what? Let's try the scallop that fell out of the quesadilla. Let's try it in the Raymond sauce. I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, it's not bad enough. It would be good with crab cakes, I can tell. But red peppers, pickles, mayonnaise, I think some mustard. Yeah, that's gonna make something tasty in here. Maybe a little bit of hot sauce. It's pretty good. Alright, next, I'm gonna try these hush puppies. There we go. I got glares in it today. I got spicy onion breath right now. In case you're slipping all over the place. Hey, that might be my finest day today. Yeah, if you're not familiar with hush puppies, they're a very popular side, especially in southern United States. It's basically just deep fried balls of cornmeal, usually with some kind of onion seasoning in them. So, some more onions for me. So, these look pretty good. Let's try this one plain first. Yeah, it's delicious. You can see that. You can see the inside of it. The cornmeal batter in there. Like, it's sweet. Yeah, it's sweeter. Sweeter batter. It's delicious. Yeah, pretty good. I'm not tasting too much onion flavor either, which is good for me. Now, let's try some of this Ray Moulin sauce. It's pretty good with it. It does match by better with this than the scallops maybe. Delicious. Yeah, he's good by himself. This Ray Moulin sauce makes it even better. We got 4 of them. Yeah, good stuff. Last one. That big dip here. I think some like a green spice in here. Probably can't see that. Maybe some kind of chive, or that's probably the scallion. It's not overpowering like those raw onions I was having earlier. I mentioned all of the sauce. This is delicious stuff. I was curious about scallops, and I read some interesting facts about them. They're actually free swimming. They can swim. They swim by opening and closing their shells very quickly, and that propels them forward. One scallop can lay up to 2 million eggs. That's a lot. They can't see, but they actually have 100 to 200 tiny blue eyes that can sense movement and shadows, and that helps them evade predators. And lastly, the iconic Shell gas station logo is a stylized scallop shell. The more you know. Alright, last piece of quesadilla. I'm gonna try it in the remoulade sauce. There we go. It's alright on there. Might like it more with the hush puppies than with this. Probably goes better with like breaded stuff. But you see the cheese in there. Good stuff. Good tomatoes if you can see them in there. Last bite. I'd like to finish it off with some coleslaw. This is the house-made coleslaw. Smells alright. Alright, yeah. It's like weird coleslaw. You see, it's a decent amount of dressing in it. Yeah, a little on the thinner side, I would say. But it's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, it's homemade. I think it's minced coleslaw. It's minced or shredded. I think it's minced. Definitely don't they probably have some sugar to it to sweeten it. Pretty good. Going on easy. Look at this. Big carrot. You can see it. Big carrot there. Almost seems like he chopped up a carrot himself. That was a huge chunk. You usually don't see that in coleslaw bag mixes. Not too vinegary either. So a lot of coleslaws are. That's spicy. Alright, that's it. Alright, so my final thoughts. Bay Lobster's Cafe and Fish Market was pretty delicious. I think my favorite thing was the hush puppies. Those are absolutely delicious. I don't think they're homemade, but they were delicious. And they're nice and sweet. And especially good when they're paired with the remoulade sauce. That was delicious as well. I don't know if that was homemade either. It might have been, but it was delicious. The coleslaw was really good too. Fresh homemade coleslaw, nice and sweet. The scallop quesadilla, the scallops were delicious. They were fresh, like fresh high quality scallops. It was just kind of a mess. It was kind of falling apart. I mean, it was kind of wet. I think it's from the fresh scallops. I just wish maybe it was grilled a little longer and it could have held up a little better. And the onions were too hot for me. I shouldn't have gotten those. That was my mistake. So maybe I would try something else next time. But overall, I can tell they have high quality seafood here. And definitely a place to stop by if you're a seafood lover. It's hard to get high quality seafood in the state of Ohio. With that, I'm on to my next stop. All right, so here we are. You can see the big tower in the distance there. We're at Ariel Foundation Park. Something over here. Why don't we go down by the path? I'm going to show the entrance first. Maybe we can check this out. I'm not sure. There's a lot to check out here. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It's a little cloudy, hopefully. Nice lake back there. We'll go up here. Yeah, I think the entrance is over there. Yeah, very nice park here. Look at this. As Arena says, 250 acres. And opened in 2015. So 11 years old. These ponds. Oh, look at that. Both sides. Water rippling on here. Check out this crazy thing over here. Steel sculpture number 7. Climb to the highest point of the park, I believe. See a nice view of the reflecting pools, which is what these two things are over here. Ruins, terraces, and sculptures. Crafted of steel salvaged from the historic PBG glassworks. Yeah, I read a line. There's a Pittsburgh plate glass factory that this park was built upon. It's really cool around here. Don't like the fact that it was Pittsburgh, but at least it wasn't Pittsburgh steel, Pittsburgh glass. So Pittsburgh steel I might have more of a problem with. That's the highest point of the park, I guess. Sun's starting to come out more, which is nice. There's a lot of industrial places nearby. I guess a lot of the workers around here can probably come around here. There's that crazy thing. And around the ring here. There it is. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's got a flower or something? I don't know. Going around the path here. Definitely probably get our steps in today, which is good. Doing good all isn't good for my weight, so I'll need some exercise. Going around the circle here. It's like a spider almost. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Oh, steep. Cutting through. Here's the view. Look at that. This grass is really green too. Look like you can see the reflecting pools. Beautiful shot here. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at this thing. It has like a spider, this crazy thing. I'm guessing maybe this was like old poles, maybe from the factory or something. Or maybe like a crane or something. I'm not sure. I think somebody left their dog due here. Alright, let's head back down. I'm gonna go back to the main path and show you the entrance. Alright, we're back to the main driveway here. Yeah, it's definitely a beautifully manicured. The grass looks really nice. Beautiful park here, it really is. I'm smelling some kind of rubber or something in the background. I was hearing sawn before. Yeah, definitely an industrial area around here.
All these mounds. Yeah, I think it's up here. So the car doesn't come in while I'm over here. I don't want to get run over. Here's the entrance right there. Oh boy. Police trucks. They hope no cars coming right here. West Pittsburgh Avenue entrance and gate. Terraced mounds, reflective pools, and structural steel sculptures greet guests of Ariel Foundation Park when enter through this dramatic gate. Caucasian Way meanders through the park. Gifts of custom cutters. Caucasian Way. Gift of Caucasian Construction Company. I'm guessing maybe they built the driveway, the path, whatever. There it is, park hours right here. April 1st to November 15th, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then November 15th to April 1st, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. for traffic only. Huh. Parking designated areas only. Here it is. Ariel Foundation Park. Terraces, the woods, the lakes. Pretty cool. Alright, let's head back in here. Beautiful day today. It's not freezing today for once. It's supposed to be 70 degrees. Nice little stroll through the park. It's very green around here too. All the chlorophyll. And all these rocks. I haven't paid attention to all these rocks around the main path here. Beautifully done. Spring is upon us. Alright, we're gonna head down this path and avoid the water here. There's a lot of rain yesterday, so there's maybe some flooding around here. There's all these branches too. There's a lot of rain yesterday. Here we go down this path. A tower in the background. Look at these. Maybe they're like beams that hold up the plant or something. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think. And then they go from smaller, you can see smaller to taller. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I think there's 9 of them. 9 times. Those trees up there too, look at that. On top of the hill there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17? Like 17 trees high on a hill there. Sentinels of Steel. See what it says here. Ridge Trust is salvaged in 1893 from the World's Columbian Exhibition and in 2013 from the Coxey Building. Sand guard in a canyon formed by the terraces. Yeah, look at that. You can see it from right here. Look, go from taller to smaller right here. 1893, over 100 years old. Wow, pretty cool. Look at the mud. Yeah, see, it rained a lot yesterday. I was worried about raining a little bit today, but luckily cleared up somewhat. Still a slight chance. Hopefully we can get this video in. So I guess probably gonna go that way if I can make a loop around. So let's check this out. It says the terraces. Let's see what it says. It says the landforms kind of look like ancient burial mounds, traditions of Central Ohio Native Americans, the Adena and Hopewell cultures. But this says the purpose of these terrace mounds is simply to provide sweeping vistas and to invite visitors to enjoy an ascent to their summits. So I wonder when they built these mounds then, to make it look more visually appealing, I guess, maybe. It does kind of remind me of burial mounds. That's cool. Alright, let's check this out down here. Everybody see the tower in the background there? Some building here too. Let's see what this is over here. Some old building. That looks like an old factory over here. All worn out windows. Not sure what this is. Yeah, you can see the factory here. Oh, maybe this is like a pavilion area or something. We'll check that out later. Yeah, old brick remnants of a building, I guess. It's really cool around here. This crazy thing over here. Almost reminds me of like a skull or something. I don't know what this is. Big old cement block or something? There's no sign. Yeah, there's the bricks inside there. Look at that. Big old cement block from the old glass factory. I don't know. Look at these old parts of buildings. Look at this. Wow, really cool. I'm gonna stay in the path here. We'll go back around. If not, we'll check those out. Yeah, look at that. The tower in the distance there. something down there. You definitely see the remnants of a building. You have a sign over here. The terraces. Let's see what this says. Temporary inspiration for the terraces and Ariel Foundation Park comes from the work of American landscape architect Charles Jenks. The works of Mr. Jenks are located principally in the British Isles and are monumental in scale up to 1,200 feet wide and reaching heights of 100 feet with miles of walkways. Huh. So it looks like all the mounds in this park were created by Charles Jenks, an American architect who's created many much larger mounds in the British Isles. Huh. Alright. Hey, look at this. It's definitely an old building. Walk around here. Look at this. Wow. I hear that sawing back there. Wow. It kind of reminds me of this angle here. It almost reminds me of like the Colosseum in Italy or whatever, kind of. Seeing this crumbled wall and everything. But obviously, it's not. Two doors. Should I go in the small one or big one? Let's go in the big one. Not your step. It's a little muddy. Wow, look at this. Old brick. Wow. Not sure how old the factory was, but definitely pretty old. I think maybe over 100 years old. Some of those other remnants from 1893. Here we go. 1898. Historic Coxey Building ruins. Oh, okay. The structural steel for the Coxey Building was salvaged from one of the principal exhibits at the 1893 World's Columbian Exhibition, Chicago. It was transported to this site on 40 circus railroad cars. Wow. Jacob S. Coxey's unsuccessful attempts to produce steel in this building were supplanted by glass-making operations that flourished for nearly 80 years. Okay, so yeah, this was the building where they made the glass. And before it was a glass factory, I guess they tried making steel here. And it didn't work, I guess. And it's called Coxey Building because the originator named Jacob S. Coxey. It was 130 years almost? Wow. 128, yeah, almost 130 years. Wow, see the trees over there? Huh. Alright, so I guess we go down this way. Got some pine trees, a lot of pine trees over there, some decent sized ones too. That one over there kind of reminds me of the Griswold family Christmas tree. Big trees. Got a tower in the distance. Yeah, look at that. Pretty cool. It's another parking lot over here. I guess I got a product over here. I didn't realize it. Not sure what this is over here. Keep off the glass. Coxey. That's Coxey Building. Look at this shiny glass. Wow. It's all bits of glass in here. Look at this. Shiny. Look at that. Shiny with the sun. Wow. Some old rocks. Wow. Definitely don't want to walk on this. Cut yourself. For why I said keep off the glass. Instead of using rocks and gravel, they made them out of glass. Alright, let's head back down here. See what's over here. The ruins. Let's see what this says. It says it is no coincidence that this park's director, Ted Schnormeyer, chose to preserve elements of the 1 million square foot Pittsburgh Plate Glassworks. His 50 plus years in industry impressed upon the importance of manufacturing in the economic life of a community like Mount Vernon, as well as the need to celebrate our unique industrial heritage. This is like the main parking area, probably where I should have parked. I think I picked the wrong entrance. I got a little lost going here. Not sure what this building is. Let's check this sign. Maybe it's like a map of the park, maybe. Yeah, here we go. I think we're right here at Madison Avenue entrance. We were at the Pittsburgh Avenue entrance, I believe. Huh. There we go. Puritan Clock House. Yeah, that's what this is right there. So we're right around here. We're right here. All right. There's this right there. 10 Pittsburgh Avenue, I guess is the address. Clock House. One of several points of entry to Ariel Foundation Park, the Clock House. So named for its historical role as the place in which PBG employees clocked in and clocked out at the beginning and end of each workday. A small museum includes donated artifacts of the site's rich industrial heritage. Wow. Let's check this out. And it's locked. Yeah, you can see some stuff in there. It's locked. See some photographs in there. All right, well, there goes that. This is the pile of glass. The blue glass. I guess maybe it starts out blue. I didn't know that. I don't know much about glass, but one thing I do know that it's really sharp. See how the smaller pieces are more white, whatever. So maybe that's just how glass looks. It's like blue, and they cut off chunks of it, and it turns whitish. Huh. Maybe this is a old blade to cut the glass. Maybe little wheel here. Huh. I'm not sure. Wow. See the tower up here? Look how tall that thing is. 140 feet tall. It says made out of an old smokestack. You're supposed to be able to climb up some of that. We'll see. Ridge truss sculpture. The ridge trusses that once supported the roof of the historic Coxey building have been repurposed as sculpture in the ruins of Ariel Foundation Park. Besides adding aesthetic interest, the sculpture celebrates the site's industrial history. Bob Stovic sculptor. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Oh, maybe that's probably this right here. More trusses like we saw earlier over there. Where it almost looks like a transformer or something. Alright. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like maybe an office building over there. See a car over there. Yeah, look how tall this thing is. It's crazy. I'm hoping we can walk up here. I have a gut feeling that this place is probably locked. Even though they said they're supposed to be open today. We'll see. Wow. Rayston Observation Tower. There it is. Let's see what it says. Historic 1951 PBG smokestack. Right, Rayston Observation Tower. It's a historic chimney. It's the highest structure in Knox County. Wow, Southside County, Mount Vernon it is in. And it's been a landmark for residents and air traffic since completion. PBG plant shuttered in 1976. So it closed in 76. It's been closed 50 years. And the chimney and its useful life has now been repurposed for the enjoyment of area residents. Huh. It's like going on a ride or something. Turnstile. So it was used from 1951 to the closing of the plant in 76. It was constructed of reinforced concrete by the slip form method. I'm not sure what that is. To preserve it as part of the ruins, it was determined to repurpose it as an observation tower. The tower is 280 feet high. Okay. And the observation deck is 140 feet. Okay. So you only go halfway up. And there are 224 steps to the top. Enjoy the view. All right. We got to check this out. Exit only. Entrance. So we gotta go up here. Yeah, it's like a ride. Oh no. Unbelievable. Wait, let's try this. There we go. It's definitely like a ride. This is crazy. All right, here we go. Let's get our steps in. I'll meet you partway up. This is the first break in the steps right here. Look at this. These gonna get even higher and higher. A lot more to go. Whew, yeah. It's definitely windier up here too. There's the flag blowing over there. Wow, that view. I'm a little fearful of heights, so. Alright, let's see how high I can get here. I'm getting closer to the smokestack now. Don't want to look down. You can see now, I'm getting out of breath now. A lot of steps. We got a little area over there. It's getting a little high up here for me. I'm gonna stay closer to the side here. There's railings, it's okay, but it's getting high. You see how more we got to go. Let's keep going. Any other break. You see, I think the wind's definitely picking up around here. You can see more of the city around here too. I think it's a mistake wearing this hat. I'm wearing a hat right now. Might blow off. There you go. You see the city over there, city of Mount Vernon. Look at the view. Look at the view. Too much good old eats. So we're working out for this stuff. Alright. Only a couple more to go. Let's go. Alright, we made it right at the top. It's the last spot, if you can see. Oh, look at this. Look at this shot. out back there. I don't like it too close. I'll drop my phone. Clock house over there. I'm glad they have these bars here. So you easily fall off, I think. It's definitely a little high for me. I'm doing this for you guys. Beautiful shot, though. Look at the parking lot over there, too. But, I can see that crazy thing in the distance over there, too, that we saw at the beginning. Oh, there we go. The car's down there. Hard to see, it's red. Wow, I wonder how many miles you can see down here. Wow, pretty amazing. Yeah, definitely only halfway. The tower's high enough, I feel like. Beautiful shot. Alright, I'm gonna head back down now. Last couple steps here. Whew. Press the exits. I don't feel like I was in a ride at an amusement park. There we go. It's 224 steps, and I definitely can feel it. Whew. Definitely get too old for this stuff. Look at that, how high that is. Look at that. I don't like heights. So
I've only been on
roller coasters maybe like a handful of times in my life. I'd rather be eating. That's what I like to do for fun. Some more terrace mountains over here. Old brick building over here, like we saw over there. There's another building over here. Maybe it's like a pavilion or something. I'm not sure what's in here. And it's even cooler up there. It's warmer down here, yeah. Probably shouldn't have worn this hat. One almost blew off on top of the tower. And hot now too. But rather be hot than freezing, like we normally do doing these videos. So yeah, look at this old. It's like an old elevator almost. That's what it looks like. Huh. What does it say right here? Oh, there it is. Elevator and stair tower. Huh. It says introduction of flat glass technology led to the end of operations here in 1976. This elevator and stair tower facilitated movement of product and personnel between the factory and adjacent office complex. Maybe this is the office complex? Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, it looks kind of like an office building. All right. Yeah, so it was an elevator. So maybe
the elevator was over here next to the staircase.
And this connected to this building, maybe? Not sure. I don't know if this building's open. I bet it'll be locked. Some open windows in here. Bet this is probably locked. Some kind of open pavilion or something, maybe. Yeah, I knew it'd be locked. Go around this way. Women's restrooms. Maybe the restroom is here. This is restrooms are for private event guests only. So maybe they have private events in here. Maybe like parties, weddings, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's check this area. There's the parking area. That might be the river glass over there. Let's go through here. Tree of Life Labyrinth. Come, Terry, go. That's the design. Yeah, we see it when we're up above the tower. The design of the pathway here. Hope, peace, charity, faith, and love. Huh. Let's go over here. Then we'll come back through here quickly. This water is a little dirtier than the ponds we saw at first. Yeah, here's the river of glass. I was reading about this online. Flowing downstream here from the top down. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 trees up there. Here's a river of glass. There you go. The continuous sheets of glass drawn from the tanks of molten glass referred to as the ribbon of glass. The vertical drop process was invented in this PBG plant. And was known as the Mount Vernon process. This sculpture is a play on that reference, hence the river of glass. And that makes sense. Huh. They invented a type of glass making here. Huh. Known as the Mount Vernon process by Mount Vernon. Maybe the guy invented was named Penn. I don't know. Yeah, look at that. Wow, pretty cool. Blue colors in here, pretty cool. Other things can keep off the glass. Toxic again. Right, because it's sharp. Don't want kids touching it. Yeah, mud. Alright, that's cool. So they invented a type of glass making. See, I'm not real familiar with glass making. I didn't know it's made out of sand. I know that. Alright. Let's get out back this way. I think there's a sign over here. A tower, so huge. Yeah, this water's definitely dirtier than the other stuff over there. Nice the sun came out today too. Check this out. The terraces were incorporated into this park to add structure to what had been an uninspiring 75-acre expanse, enveloping the park's 4 reflecting pools. The terraces also provide a backdrop for the sculptures created from steel salvage from the 2013 PPG factory demolition. Wow. They demolished the factory, probably saved some of the parts, and built up this park in 2015. I guess that's probably what happened. So we're coming back around. Those old buildings. Oh, those might be more old elevators too, maybe. Some doors up there. I'm not sure. Huh. The ruins, there we go. Let's see what it says. The ruins includes the Coxey Building, 1900, and its adjoining clay storage building. The carpenter shop, 1945, and the smokestack.
1951.
The event center, and the 3-stair elevator towers. Okay, that's what those were. Okay. And the clock house, that was where the museum was. These structures not only convey a sense of the scale of the former glassworks, but also pay homage to the industrial legacy. The Coxey Building, I thought was that right there. That ruined place over there. That's where the carpenter shop is. That might have been the building where the workers probably are. The adjoining clay storage building. I'm not sure where that was. The event center, I think that might have been the event center we saw over there. That building. Not sure. Alright, let's see what else is over here. Did we miss the building? I don't know. I didn't think we did. I'm not sure. The carpenter shop is. The ruins. The ruins is a complex of preserved and modified structures plus the vestiges of the late 19th century Coxey building pylons. Historians report the structural steel that sat atop these brick pylons was salvaged in the 1893 World's Columbian Exhibition in Chicago. Steel has once again been repurposed to create sculptures with an Ariel foundation park. Okay. Yeah, they got lots of them in the 1893 World's Columbian Exhibition in Chicago. Alright. So yeah, you can see this is like I think it's a pavilion area. You got outdoor seating here. So this is probably more like the outdoor places. You got seating down here. And over there was the event center. It's probably maybe they have weddings or something. And over there. Yeah, there is.
Knox County Foundation Pavilion.
Carpenter shop. Okay, this is the carpenter shop. Alright. Wooden crates for worldwide transport of sheep glass were fabricated in this unique structure built in 1945. Natural light and ventilation were provided by an energy-efficient V-shaped roof. The carpenter shop is reserved as a public and private event space. Okay, that's the carpenter shop. That all makes sense now. See if we can see the V-shaped roof. So they make wooden pallets to transport the glass. Yeah, I guess you can see the V right there. Maybe we can see it down here more. Ah, gosh. Okay, that's the carpenter shop. I'm trying to see if you see a V-shaped roof. I guess I see it. Yeah, now I see the V. Yeah, that's kind of unique. V-shaped roof. I think water will collect in there. I guess that's why they got a pipe right there. Huh. Alright, I don't know if you read this right. We might have. Not sure. That's all buddy. So the burial grounds. Okay, we come full circle now. That's enough walking around now. I'm starving now after all the steps. Let's go. I'm ready to eat. So here we are. About to try a restaurant that has been a staple in the community for 20 years. This is Southside Diner. Alright. Well, I'm waiting for the food. I'm gonna show you like the interior in here. It's really unique. It's got a retro industrial diner feel in here. I'll show you real quick here. You see like there's like hubcaps all around the wall here. That stop sign. There's a Pittsburgh paint. It's like industrial. It kind of fits in the area industrial park here. Old shell too. Look at that. You can see right here. Old pictures on here. Charlie Brown right there. You can see that. Really cool. They got open kitchen over there too. You can see them make the food. Really cool. Look at the table countertop here. Local advertisements on here. And there it is. Southside Diner, Mount Vernon. Yeah, look at all this in here. Here, this woman things, their pies. You see right here. $7, kind of steep. I wanted to try it. The peanut butter cup pie is supposed to be the most popular, so I'm going to give that a whirl. One of some other things you'll see here. But pies are homemade, so I'll enjoy a good pie. I'll be back with my food. Alright, I'm back. See the stuff that I got here. I'll show you real quick. This is the cinnamon bread toast right here.
There's a special sauce on it, cinnamon like glazed sauce they have on there. It's delicious. Almost like a cinnamon roll, but like bread. Got some whole fries. Not what I was expecting. I based on picture why they put some seasoning on it, but it's like plain ones. But look alright. I need saltiness to break up the sweets I'm having here today. Here's the peanut butter cup pie. That looks delicious. Alright, I'm ready to dig in now.
Alright. I'm going to go with the pie first. I'm afraid to cook and get them all that way. Here we go. First bite. Delicious. Whipped cream there. It's alright. It's not homemade whipped cream. But it tastes really nice. How thick this is. It's like a buckeye. I don't mind though. It's rich like a buckeye too. I think there's a things here. Oreo cookie crust, peanut butter filling, whipped cream. I think there's crushed up pieces, peanut butter cups on top, drizzled with chocolate sauce. It's actually more peanut butter and chocolate. Take a bite of the crust. Taste Ariel.
My mom is. She's a nurse. Appreciate you guys.
Rich.
You got a fresh.
I think there's peanut butter in there. There's peanut butter cream. Delicious. It's totally different than the
One at
I had to eat in place restaurant. Have this Reese's peanut butter up there. Good stuff. Delicious. $7 a little pricier side for a pie, but decent piece. And the filling does taste homemade. It is rich pie. Mine is like the center of a buckeye. The show for the Buckeye State, so it makes sense. Almost gone. And for those
who don't have a big sweet tooth.
maybe just be for you, but I have a big sweet tooth, so good thing I did all that walking before. Delicious. Last piece. I might have these home fries now. A lot of sweet sweetness in this cinnamon bread here. I'll break it. That's why I got this. I need some saltiness. Good for me. Alright. Probably a frozen thing, but you can see there are different size shapes. It might be homemade. Ooh. Like the golden brown. Got some Rolling Stones in the background now. They're good. Yeah. Yeah, saltiness. Have the skin on them. Look at that one. Pretty puffed up. You know, watching these videos, you know, I like ketchup. Let's try some ketchup. It's a little salt, man. That's a crunchy one. Good with the ketchup. Alright. I'll finish the rest of these and then move on to the cinnamon bread toast. Ariel gets swirly cinnamon roll. I like unique things, so I'm not sure how to eat this. You pick it up. Look at that. Cool part. Yeah, look at that. It's cinnamon roll. This sugar glaze. This would be a homemade glaze. Yeah, homemade glaze. And it's like, I think there's cinnamon in it too. Time with a fork and knife. It really pulls apart. It's almost like a cinnamon roll. Yeah, special glaze.
Is that when you get ready for it?
Naked.
You're welcome.
It's a basic sugar glaze.
That's cream cheese, which less than both have. But like a half bread, half cinnamon roll. There you go. Let's just pick it up. There you go. You can see the cinnamon roll. Let's just. What kind of reminds me of? It's pecan swirls that you get in the store. It kind of reminds me of a little bit. So soft. It's good. So you usually take in layers like a cinnamon roll. We have the middle here, which is like the best part of cinnamon roll. Dip in this homemade cinnamon glaze. Delicious. Good. Good parts. Delicious and sweet. Not overpowering cinnamon. Delicious. Man.
I like those pecan swirls.
The butter. Delicious. Butter in there. Buttery, soft, tender. What this thing yeasted. It's very unique and delicious. The glaze on it.
Delicious. The cinnamon roll junkies, good stuff. Last bite. Alright, that's it. Back to my cover for my final thoughts.
All right, I'm back for my final thoughts. The Southside Diner here in Mount Vernon, and I thought it was very delicious. Everything I had was good, I thought. I think my favorite had to be that peanut butter cup pie. That was delicious. Had that Oreo crust, thick layer of peanut butter, whipped cream, chopped Reese's Cups, and chocolate syrup. Absolutely delicious and very rich. How it compared to the chocolate peanut butter pie I had at Eat and Place restaurant, very close. They're both very good. They're both different though. This peanut butter cup pie was richer and it tasted like a Buckeye to me. It's just different. It's hard to compare. I maybe give a slight edge to an Eat and Place restaurant. Just because this one's a little rich and I could tell, if I ate a lot of it, it would kind of get to me a little bit. The Eat and Place restaurant one had homemade meringue on it, and the whipped cream I tell wasn't homemade, but both were very delicious. And I'm splitting the hairs here. Both are excellent choices. And the home fries were good too. And I think they might have been homemade just because they're different sizes. So you think that would make it homemade? I don't know. But I think a little bit of salsa on them, they were good. And the cinnamon bread toast was delicious as well. It was unique. Something I've never had before. They crossed between bread and a cinnamon roll. It's like right in between. It was so soft and buttery, not too overpowering cinnamon flavor. You see it, and you peel the layers around like a cinnamon roll. It was delicious. It reminded me a little bit like those pecan swirls you get in the store, but much better. And it had that homemade cinnamon glaze on it. It was delicious. I would say the prices here are a little bit on the higher side. That's why I got like a hodgepodge stuff instead of a meal. One which is known for is called the Blue Plate Special. I think it's $13.79, and you get 2 eggs, choice of meat, choice of potato, gravy, and toast. I always like to get unique things, so you got the retro diner feel, and not surprising, during the summertime, from May through September, the third Monday of the month from 4 to 8, they have a classic car cruising for you car enthusiasts out there. But also besides the retro diner feel stuff, they also have kind of industrial stuff in there too, which I saw, and it kind of fits right into
Ariel Foundation Park.
But yeah, that park was very cool. It's free, and saw a lot of old parts of a glass factory. And going to that tower was really interesting too. Definitely got some great views from there. Decent number of steps though. For those hard to walk, it might be a little tough, but if you can make it, it's worth the trek up there to get that view. And with that, I'll see you next time on Good Eats.